Whack-a-ma-gow, people, it is time for a Waylon track by track. You know Waylon, the king of the brackets. Now and then he'll throw me a killer track by track, and this is no exception. He wants me to put Judas Priest, British Steel, which I don't think Judas Priest has ever made an album as good as British Steel since British Steel. And I love a lot of Priest after that. Against Scorpions, Blackout, which again, I don't think the Scorpions have made an album as good as Blackout since Blackout. That's my opinion. A lot of you have different opinions. Live with your ministry. I'm kidding. Alright, so Waylon, let's get into this. Blackout versus Breaking the Law. By the way, Waylon asked for the American version, and the American version is what I grew up on. Now, I do understand Rapid Fire is a great, great opening track. Better opening track than the American. But to not put Grinder after Metal Gods is a crime, and that's how the Europeans have it. So, I'm going with Blackout. I think Blackout's a better tune over Breaking the Law. And next, Can't Live Without You versus Rapid Fire. I've never been a fan of Can't Live Without You. I find the chorus kind of annoying. Not a fan of that tune. Never was, even back then. Rapid Fire I've always loved. Loved the hell out of that song, and it wins. Alright, No One Like You versus Metal Gods. I love them both, but not even close. Metal Gods for sure. You Give Me All I Need. This is another weird thing about Blackout, in my opinion. You Give Me All I Need is a great tune. Don't get me wrong. Don't get it twisted. Let's cut the deck. It's a great song. But I think the placement is weird to put it after No One Like You. You know, it's kind of like two little mellow time. They should have put Now in between it. Or Dynamite. They should have, put a couple heavy tunes in between it. Anyway, I love Give Me All My Need, but it's going against Grinder. And no, Grinder definitely wins that one. Easily. Alright, next one. Oh, this is going to be fun, kids. Now versus United. This will be fun. I love Now. It's a heavy tune. United, so hated by so many people. I love the hell out of that song. And I love it more than Now. So I'm giving it to United. How do you like those apples? Alright, next. Dynamite versus Living After Midnight. I dig them both. I like Living After Midnight. Good poppy tune. Pop, metal, whatever you want to call it. Dynamite is better though. That's a badass song. I'm giving it to Dynamite. Alright, next. Arizona versus You Don't Have to Be Old to Be Wise. Man, I love them both, but I'm going to tell you why I'm going with Arizona. Arizona is such a fun song, and it really does take me back to the simpler times, where my friend Eve, who I'm still friends with, from New York, she used to live down here. I remember me, her, Julie, Jenny, Justin, Little John. We would all get together on the beach and party. And I remember jamming to Arizona. And it just was such a feel-good party tune, man. We used to jam to that song a lot. Very special song to me. Arizona wins. All right, next. China White versus The Rage, the toughest of them all. The toughest. It hurts. It stings. Either one I pick will sting. But I'm going to go with Judas Priest. I'm going to give it a slight edge to The Rage. China White is so awesome, though. But I'm giving it to The Rage. All right, now we're at the final song where it's When the Smoke Is Going Down versus Steeler. Both great. I love When the Smoke Is Going Down. Beautiful instrumental. Steeler rules to no end. And the ending of that song with the guitars going back and forth. Masterpiece. A great ending to a great album. Steeler wins that one. So Waylon, this is the final score. So there you go, man. Thank you so much. You got a couple brackets coming up. And I appreciate you, brother. But you already knew that. And everybody out there still watching, if you'd like to donate, I got a PayPal in the description below. And please subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I'd really appreciate that. And like the video. It's good for the YouTube algorithms. So stay frosty. Listen to Black Sabbath and smack 'em a gob. Before we get canceled, check out the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast with me and Wadzilla. We are the Podcast Kings. Link to the podcast is in the description below, and also a link to the YouTube page. Check out older episodes with visuals. And very soon, either Ian and I will learn how to go on YouTube Live. Might be soon. So check out the greatest podcast ever according to science.com. It's also God's favorite podcast and Satan's favorite podcast as well. So check out the Rock and Metal Combat Podcast before we get canceled.